Can you imagine a world where the phrase Merry Christmas is canceled and treated as a taboo? A world where holiday trees replace Christmas trees and winter lights overshadow the joy of nativity displays? Well, I hate to break this to you, but it's already happening right now. Christmas, the most celebrated holiday in the world, is under attack from the woke leftists, and mind you, this isn't about inclusivity. It's a deliberate and orchestrated effort to erase the Christmas culture under the guise of political correctness. But how did a simple holiday celebration become this controversial? And could this be the end of Christmas as we know it? The progressive left is on a rampage to alter everything from historical events to iconic symbols, and even national holidays. The attempts to colonize these things are, of course, absurd, but the war on Christmas is particularly shocking. Right now, the narrative that is being peddled by liberals is that the celebration of Christmas is oppressive towards people who practice other religions. And unfortunately, the narrative has been emphasized so much that many people are beginning to see it as the truth. Initially, the shift to happy holidays and winter break seemed like an effort to respect minority cultural and religious traditions. Indeed, you could argue that there's a need to promote inclusivity for other religions and cultural beliefs, but over time, the push for inclusivity has turned into hatred for Christmas. People started claiming they weren't offended by the very mention of Merry Christmas, sparking a movement to erase it entirely. In 2023, an Australian couple, Jamie and Laetitia Lehman, were instructed to tone down their Christmas decoration due to complaints from neighbors. According to reports, the local council even threatened to fine them around $500 per day if they failed to make the recommended adjustments. This is the new reality of the world we live in today. A world where hanging your Christmas decorations outside your garden could earn you death stares from neighbors and a significant fine from the authorities. Speaking about the authorities, they, too, are predominantly culpable in the war against Christmas. A few years back in 2014, the Maryland Board of Education removed all religious holidays from the school calendar after Muslim leaders asked for equal recognition of the Eid al-Adha, a Muslim festival that commemorates the Prophet Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifices in obedience to Allah. Ultimately, this resolution affects other festivities as well, like Easter and, in particular, Christmas. But they're not alone. Nearly all educational institutions in America now refer to Christmas as the winter break. And even though 85% of the American population celebrates the holiday, it has become a rarity to see stores, companies, and large institutions wish their customers Merry Christmas. For instance, in 2015, Starbucks removed Christmas references from its holiday-themed cups. The company's vice president of design and content, Jeffrey Fields, said the initiative was adopted to usher in the holidays with a purity of design that welcomes all of its stories. But some Christians, including TV evangelist Joshua Forstein, argued that the decision to erase Christmas symbols from its holiday cups signifies its hatred for Jesus and Christmas. This, of course, is a strong claim, and it has divided plenty of opinions. But what do you think? Do you agree with Joshua Forstein that Christmas and Christians are under attack in America? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But moving on, it's important to note that this trend of leftists canceling Christmas isn't exclusive to Australia and America alone. It's happening in other parts of the world as well. Across the border in Canada, citizens are being told by the local Human Rights Commission that the Christmas and Easter holidays are a form of discrimination and religious intolerance. As if that's not bad enough, the woke mob in England is remixing popular carol songs, injecting LGBT and inclusive language into them. And the global mainstream media as a whole seem to have an unwritten agenda against everything that has to do with Christmas. As a result, only a few platforms air Christmas-themed content, and many of them are vilified by members of the woke culture for doing so. But here is the irony. This hostile behavior by woke leftists, the media, and even government organizations toward Christmas is nothing new. Actually, it's been around for many decades. And to understand its origin, we need to go back to 1906 when Jewish families staged a one-day boycott of public schools in the city because of Christmas celebrations. The leaders of this boycott had registered their displeasure with the recitation of denominational hymns and the use of Christmas trees in schools to the New York Education Board. They argued that such actions would instill repulsive religious convictions in the minds of the students. In fact, a Yiddish newspaper at the time claimed that school Christmas programs were deliberately designed to convert Jews, while another media organization suggested that the separation of church and state must be upheld under the New York State Constitution. Despite this external pressure, the school board stood its ground, insisting that school Christmas programs go ahead as planned. In response, Jewish parents declared a one-day school strike on December 24th. This strike saw around 25,000 students stay at home in Manhattan's Lower East Side alone. Nonetheless, some other Jews ignored the directive and allowed their children to participate in the events. But unfortunately, the unprecedented strike action by majority of the Jewish community would leave a lasting impact on the educational system. Exactly 1 year after the whole controversy, the New York Educational Board banned hymns and other religious content from holiday celebrations in schools across the city. However, the organization permitted the use of Christmas symbols like Santa Claus and Christmas trees. This seemed like a pretty good arrangement, but it didn't solve the problem. The Jewish community and the Puritans continued their opposition against Christmas. At some point, the Puritan government outlawed the holiday and enforced a 5-shilling fine on people who celebrated it. Yeah, it was that bad. Despite the opposition, Christmas was officially granted federal holiday status in 1870, but it was only a matter of time before the hostilities against Christmas resurfaced. Before we dive into it, please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel. So, a few decades later, in 1998, Jewish civil rights lawyer Richard Gagnon challenged the status of Christmas as a federal holiday in court, arguing that it violates the First Amendment, which protects the freedom of religion. However, U.S. District Court Judge Susan Dlott struck out the suit and upheld the federal status of the holiday. From then on, it seemed like things became normal, especially as more Jewish people embraced the idea of celebrating Christmas. As of 2013, research showed that 30% of Jews in the United States own Christmas trees, signifying a shift in mindset and ideologies. But apparently, all of that is just a facade for the modern war that is being unleashed on Christmas. In case you're wondering, this isn't just any kind of war. It's a tricky conflict that's meshed with hypocrisy. You see, while the media and Western society as a whole go out of their way to cancel Christmas, they tend to treat people of other religious orientations with respect. So, what exactly is the reason for this double standard? Is it really about inclusivity, or is there something else behind it? Well, as for large corporations like Starbucks, you could argue that the company's topmost priority is to keep their diverse customers, including the woke leftists, happy. And more importantly, to profit from all holidays. But if that was the reasoning behind its decision to erase Christmas references from its holiday cups in 2015, then there's a need to ask serious questions. Why would anyone be offended by Christmas symbols? Do we really have to cancel Christmas for other religions to feel included? Are large corporations and government institutions really neutral? Or are they part of the leftist machinery that is out to kill the iconic culture of Christmas? These are pertinent questions that the Western society must answer. And to do that, we probably need to go back to the very beginning on June 28, 1870. On this day, Christmas was officially recognized as a federal holiday, but it wasn't specified under the law as Christmas. Instead, officials codified it as December 25th, most likely to suit the agenda of woke leftists and other critics. Ultimately, that became the foundation for the widespread opposition that Christmas faces today. So, if we're truly serious about changing the current status quo, we must start by officially recognizing December 25th as Christmas. Only then can we address the woke leftists and religious hypocrites who are doing everything they can to cancel the Christmas culture. Thanks for watching this video to the end. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out other intriguing videos like this one on the channel.